So Mount Ararat, where the Ark and Turkey legend of Noah landed on, is Mount Ararat, as the crow flies, not too far from paradise. And then down here is Grass Valley, and the Sierras is over here. But the biblical archaeological find of Noah's Ark in Nevada City, Gish Gallup. They're planting a seed and putting this out there for some reason. I don't know. Hitler's grave found outside of Sierra City, California. Here's all the links, folks. Bilderberg group to meet in Sierra City 2019, and all this crap comes out associated with it. It's not separate from. So I'm sure we'll be getting it fleshed out, but this is the critical one here, folks. We know. There's no doubt. The evidence is overwhelming. We have fire captains coming out. They're going to be talking about this, about what their forensics and looking at this picture. There's just no denying, folks. Your time to speak out is now. All right, plain truth tag, you're it. Start somewhere. Use what you got. Do something. Find your tribe. Speak out, please. Time is short. It's going to happen to everybody. This is just the beginning. They said that. Honor what they're saying. But we're bringing the light. We're the light bearers to the E-light. Because we shined our light in the darkness, they can't hide anymore. We've won. It's the beginning of winning. We're up to bat now. And it's no longer dark, it's your shadow. So you must own it. Own the shadow of your light that you created, and it will never own you. But they don't want these dead accounted for, and their souls will be trapped in eternity unless we can bring them back to life and give them proper respect and burial, just like after 9/11. Hey, Awakened Truthers, we got more evidence. Anthony Haywood can rest in peace. The evidence of directed energy weapons is now so overwhelming that even the most naive cannot deny what we're seeing here in this picture. This was what I confirmed going up. We were told this happened the previous time we were up there. Couldn't find it, but it was on a different road. This was on 70 up east up to Polga, above the Feather River. There's a hydroelectric dam, industrial rail lines, and heavy equipment everywhere. They got Orville Lake right by their houseboats. Trains, everything's all set up. So look at the lines here, folks. This is what I would see when I was skiing in the Canadian Rockies or the Sierras or somebody. You see an avalanche. It would start here and it would spread out. That's like an avalanche would do off a ridge, off a cliff where it just broke open and did double black diamond. We called it down. See how it followed the ridge here? But this was a laser cut. Zip, zip. Look at the forest. 20-year fire captain looked at this and just says, that's it, Jamie. The evidence is overwhelming. We don't need to look any further. They know. Look at this right here. Zip. Look at right here. Zip, 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 zip. Targeted. Just like this car was targeted. It's just prima facie evidence, folks. We don't need to look any further. Cultivate your common sense. Share it with others. Show it to people. Still will disbelieve. This looks to me like someone is moving in on a grand scale on the spirit and bones of the tormented they had silenced with their directed energy weapons. Yet some did get out, but they're scattered all over. And we are learning FEMA is buying up land now with grant money from the feds on the gifts of our taxes we give to them. Yes, we are included. Look at the scarring between the perfectly fine lumber and the tree. Yes, Anthony Haywood. It had to be due. Wake up, all. It reminds me of the slides I would see, as I said, but the precision and more evidence on top of this. And this. This is in paradise. This is a mobile home park. They're calling this a forest fire. Forest fire by the chief of Cal Fire, by all the experts, by all the media, a forest fire. Does that insult your intelligence? There's a forest, folks. Just laser guided. It doesn't matter if it's smart meters or the chips in your credit cards. They torched people. The dead have not been buried. They're soulless. We must account for them. All of them. Or just like after 9/11 in the Gettysburg, there's no accounting for the dead on the mass genocide. that happened just now in paradise. This was back in October 9th, 8th, Cardinal Newman Ball Field, Santa Rosa, California. Got landscaping guys are analyzing the surface, found out they got some astroturf. This is real grass here, you can see here. But clearly, you don't need to cultivate your common sense to see that's just forest fire. Where'd it come from? Again, the evidence is overwhelming. We must wake up. We must wake others up. Just take a good look at this photo, folks. I mean, I think it's a real photo. I don't think it's been photoshopped. Maybe you can see some faces in here. It looks like eyes and a nose and a mouth, possibly. That's what some people are doing to this stuff. But just take a look at the relative size, the fires down here, and what is being emitted into the sky relative to the 6 feet, 5.5 feet people here. I think this is the Woolsey fire. But this is what we're up against. Oh, here's 2 eyes, a nose, possible mouth. Who knows? But look at what we're up against. We must build tribe, community, communications, early warning systems, rely on each other now, the awakened truthers. Know who and what we're dealing with. The picture's worth 10,000 words. There's fires burning everywhere, even in the winter now. 10 to the next 15 to the next 20 years, according to Governor Brown, the new abnormal will be intensifying. Intensifying. He's telling us it's going to get worse. FEMA's setting up shop, y'all. They're marking their territory. Major league staging operation going on. Do not accept donations. The operation going in is massive. It's not to help the people. They're not there to aid and assist. Looks like someone's moving in to me. All rise up and tip your tinfoil hats. You were right. They are. They're not trying. They are killing us. And they're dancing on the graves. Dancing on the graves. This is a much, much, much greater story than 9/11. And only you and I and who we share this with are understanding what is being told here. We know now. I'm sad to say, but truth be told. So it's a takeover of biblical proportions, folks. They say they with their names and their blood rituals. We have to build a circle of trust. It's critical in your communities, and I'll talk about more how you can do that. But only who you can trust. The awakening truthers are who we can trust now. The great news is that we've already begun distributing funds, food and family, to those who lost everything. We now have $10,000 in donations, distributed $3,000, and we're getting them. We just put out the word that we can buy an RV if someone has one available. But check out this article: Bilderberg Group to meet in Sierra City in 2019. What is this about? What are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about a takeover. Now, this is a bogus article. This is coming from the Broad Street Beacon. Okay? I have no idea what this is, but you notice it's not very professional. They don't use dates. By Fink, who's Fink? You got to look up that stuff. But here's the helicopter pad, and this is the article. Now, someone just sent this to me, one of my peeps who's on it. Sierra City, California. The annual private meeting of North American and European E-lights, folks. They're lights now. We're shining light on them. They're not dark anymore. They're not elites. They're E-lights. Known as the whatever group you want to call them corporation. This week that they will be holding their annual conference at Harrington Sierra Pines Resort in June of 2019, about 25, 30 miles as the crow flies away from paradise. Now notice they do all over the world, and notice Bohemian Grove's nearby, and now they got paradise nearby. What are they doing, folks? According to Chairman André de Castriez, the site was chosen due to its remote location and convenient helicopter landing area. What do you mean convenient? Just clear out some land and drop a helicopter. It makes perfect sense to hold our meetings in Sierra City, said Mr. Castrier, in broken English, in a Gish Gallop telephone interview. Excuse me, Gish Gallop? What is that? Quote, it is a perfect place with trees and beautiful mountains. It's also far away enough to confuse Alex Jones, and it's also the final resting place of Adolf Hitler. The Bilderberg Group Conference Meetings of Bilderberg Club is an annual private conference of 120 to 150 people of the European and North American political elite, experts from what industry, what finance, what academia, and what media, that was established in 1954. According to some, who? The Bilderberg Group is the leadership committee for the Council of Foreign Relations, the IMF, the World Bank, Trilateral Commission, European Union, powerful central banks from the Federal Reserve, the ECBs, Jean-Claude Trichet, and Bank of England's Mervyn King, to name a few. Gish, now this is where it connects to the Bilderbergs. This is why it's critical. Gish Gallop reached out to local Bilderberg expert Sky Wolford for his insights into the infamous and secretive group. So this Sky Wolford is someone we want to investigate. Whatever its early mission, said Mr. Wolford, who visited Gish Gallop offices, so he visited it. Earlier this week, the Bilderberg Group is now a shadow world government threatening to take away our right to direct our own destinies by creating disturbing reality, very much harming the public's welfare. According to the management at Harrington's, they have no knowledge about the upcoming meeting. Now, where is this coming from? Who's saying this? It's Gish Gallop has been invited to attend the Bilderberg Group. So here they are criticizing them, and they're invited at the same time. And they got... I can't talk much about the invite, said Mr. Gish. So Gish Gallop is his site, some guy's site, no link. But suffice to say, Bill Gates is a huge Gish Gallop fan. Where's the link? How do you know? You can only get in by invite. Or in case Alex Jones, you can force yourself with a bullhorn. Well, that's probably a good idea. Enough said. So who's this guy? Gish Gallop. You're going to... Unbelievable. So this connects to Loretta Split Hairs, Caltech scientist. We exist in North San Juan man's dream. So what does this have to do with Mr. Wolford? According to Caltech astrophysicist, there's a distinct possibility that humanity is already dead. We've actually known for quite some time that we do not exist. I mean, people, you're sending money to Caltech, spending $100,000 for a child to go there. Think about that, if that's real. So here's this Sky Wolford, is not a scientist, nor does he have any scientific training. He did spend 2 semesters at Sierra Community College, woohoo, studying psychology, and decided school is not right for him. Retired to North San Juan to sell fake local crystals to Yuba River. What does it have to do with the Bilderbergs? How did he get in? Since then, Mr. Wolberg has focused his attention on what he feels are the most pressing issues: FEMA camps, the campaign to forcibly poison us with vaccinations, and, of course, chemtrails. I know something wasn't right. I mean, having all the reality inside my head, it blows me away. And I want to show you this other one. All right, then I got the name Wolford in here. David Copperfield denies making Del Oro gold, isn't it? Tower disappear. What's this all about? No date. It's by Fink as well. So we're going to highlight here. North San Juan's alternative researcher Sky Wolford says it's a collision course of alternative realities. Quote, it's a glitch probably, said a mood elevated, Mr. Wolford, speaking from an undisclosed location on Tyler Foot Road. It's called the Mandela effect. There are different realities that sometimes collide. In another dimension, there probably is no tower on the theater. The reality just collided with ours today, and David Copperfield had nothing to do with that. So who is this guy but a North San Juan alternative whatever? But, I mean, this is the article that's linking the Bilderberg Group coming in with David Copperfield, Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat that's outside Paradise, the town of Paradise, and the Bilderberg Group coming here. It's just bizarre. It's beyond bizarre. But what is not is we're under attack, and they're making fun of us, and they think they've won, but they haven't. This is what the graduate from Georgetown Foreign Services School said. Military folks, we don't do body counts. He didn't say to foreigners, the chattel, the cattle, but we will. These souls need to be accounted for. Their voices in my head won't let me sleep. It's the 12th hour. Time to get in river with like-minded souls. Find the middle. Others will be staying on shore, but find the tribe. The river has its destination, folks. The river has its destination.
We are seed rattle shakers, we are modern day myth makers, we are teachers, lovers, we are here to discover. We're unplugging from the TV, closing down the pharmacy, we're taking our mask off and starting to break free. Free. You're free. Free. You're free. I've got a prayer in my head. It's whispering like Jesus. Feels like a shout to get out of the temple that deceives us. You've got the biggest gun, you've got the whole world on the run. You've got big boys and they're paying so many graves to laying. You've got that gun on your side and so damn much to hide. You got your own kind of fun and no idea that you've done. Machines running out of steam. Now machines just a fear-based scheme. Now machine, you can't stop me. Breaking free. I've got a thorn in my side from all this crap on the TV. And I am no longer buying your sleep, sick and die philosophy. You've got the biggest gun, you've got the whole world on the run. You've got big boys and they're paying so many graves a laying. You've got that gun on your side and so damn much to hide. You got your own kind of fun and no idea that you've done. Machines running out of steam. Now machines just a fear-based scheme. Now machine, you can't stop me. You've got the whole damned world in your head, a thousand stiff white cups. My world is not damn, my world's not damned. I'll leave that one to the man with the plan. 'Cause we are seed rattle shakers, we are modern day myth makers, we are teachers, lovers, we are here to discover. We're unplugging from the TV, closing down the pharmacy, we're taking our masks off and starting to break free.